I want to welcome everybody to the Two Dudes podcast. I'm Rick, that's Kevin, and we are at it again. Man, we got a good one here for him, Kev. Lots of insight, information, crazy stories, some good stuff to get to. What's up, my brother?
Man, trying to make it happen on this cold Wednesday morning, trying to stay warm.
Man, you ain't lying. I woke up, it was cold, and then I heard it starting to rain. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. I ain't going nowhere today. Even if I wanted to go somewhere, I ain't going nowhere today.
If your old ass, your body started hurting.
Uh-huh. You know why I'm hurting, but that's another
Yeah,
story for another time. So, what's the deal with the job situation? How's everything going with that?
man, PRA played me. We talked about that. And they got another position open. They should call me for it, but they probably won't. I know you told me the whole rotation and everything. But I had to interview with research yesterday. Went good. Loved it. Everything I was doing at Quintiles. A little bit more work and a little less work at the same time. But how about we would have about 15 studies going at a time or whatever.
Right.
They got 40 to 45 going at a time.
Oh man.
And they split it between like they 4 data managers or whatever. I would be a data coordinator. And it's pretty much everything I've done before. So I let them know all my knowledge and stuff. I couldn't remember the names of the programs. And I'm like, if they hold that against me, that's some bullshit. Because that was over 5 years ago. At the same time, it ain't about the program, it's about the sponsor.
Exactly. And I don't think they would hold it against you because think about all the other applicants that didn't even have that kind of training.
Exactly. So did that. Only thing I just hate it when you interview, then they give you that dreaded, we have one position to fill. So that's when you got to think like how many people they gonna interview for this one spot. But I did good, felt good about it, had laughed, we had a good interview, one in person, one on the phone. So I mean, I felt good about it. All I do is just play my part and see what happens.
Hey, that's all you can do. So on the other front, what's the deal with your early retirement from the female game? You back in or what?
No, I'm still retired. One chick that came through that nothing popped off. I'm being me. Now she got a damn OnlyFans page. What the hell? What is this world about? My older brother told me, quit being a gentleman. All I can be is me. I swear being me has caused more disturbance and confusion the past couple of weeks than I've ever seen because I'm a genuine to the point person. I'm just a genuine person, period. Just like, talk to dude with the truck or whatever. Hey, I didn't realize I hit somebody. My apologies, I did it one day. I knew it wasn't for me. I told him it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this barking. You say with the deductibles, I tell you I got it. I ain't heard back from you since. Well, because I actually was going to do the manly thing and take care of business. I'm like, who operates where you're going to expect people to take care of business? What is going on,
Right.
I don't understand this world. I tell you when, sure, I'm eating candy corn. And I'm addicted to it.
Hey, it's that time of year.
Man, I had this like bag number 2. First bag was a mixed assortment of the pumpkin, the chocolate, and the original. Then this one's just a regular. I saw something about a possible candy corn Oreo that's out there. That's doing too much.
Actually, I saw it when I was grocery shopping at Walmart. I think last week. It
So
is
it is real.
it is real. Don't do it, but it's real. I mean, I can't see the two. I love Oreos. I love candy corns, but I ain't gonna press the issue. I don't need both.
Yeah. You know what Oreo's fire though?
What?
I can't say it too loud because then Kaylee might wake up. Red velvet Oreos and the red velvet chip ahoys, fire. If you love red velvet, fire. Me and Kaylee fight over them. They so good. Fire.
Okay. So now I know what to bring over to your house when I want to see a fight.
Oh yeah, because she'll run up on me and be like, "Did you eat the last of them?" And I'll be like, "Did you eat the last of them?" I mean, just it's where we literally talking about. I had this on this day. I had this on that day. I'm like, why am I explaining myself to somebody that's like 30 years younger than me?
So I know what to do for real then. I'm just gonna walk in. I have one cookie left. Who wants it?
And I'm gonna let her have it because I don't want that fight because she might win. I don't want that embarrassment. I'd rather just walk away and be like, "Hey, baby, you can have it." I don't put nothing past Kaylee.
Hey,
Nah,
nothing
but
we
other
wouldn't
than
do for our kids
that,
though.
yeah, man, love them to death, but they can, man, the gray hairs. I see I had like two on my beard today. I was like, oh my God, I'm getting old.
Bro, look at me. It starts with two. It starts with two. And sooner or later, it's all gonna get there. I might have what 30 or 40 black hairs left.
That's being generous.
That's being real generous. They they
Well,
they they tucked under the white hairs.
I want mine to grow in, but I've had like one straggler going down here that's been there for like a year or two. They just be like, hey, I cut it so more will come in. I just got one on the side.
Bro,
But I'm getting, like when my hair grows out, I can see more grays here, but they just kind of like straggling. They're not like grays. But my dad he had a patch right here of gray hair through all my life. As he got older, it's like the patch turned to a Roman candle and hairs just started flying everywhere. Next thing you know, his shit was white as salt. And I was like, when the fuck did this happen?
that's why I keep it shaved up here. When that stubble comes out, I can see all the gray and silver, and I'm
My
like,
Uncle
oh
Robert
no,
keeps
I can't do it.
my Uncle Robert keeps his cut low to where I have yet to know what his head actually looks like, how many grays he got. My Uncle
Well,
Nick, he got dreads. His shit is white as cocaine.
like the old heads used to tell me, gray up here
Mhm.
is old. Gray down here is distinguished. That's why this stays cut. That's why I'm let this come on out.
I can get that. No, but I said, but to wrap up the job thing, interview went good. Hopefully, I'll hear something to where I have a peer interview next. Dopest part about it, you know where I stay at. It said research. That's not a drive at all. That's literally what 10 minutes away, if that.
Hey, that's good.
Man, but no, but it's. I mean, all jokes aside, people forget. Or at least I forgot. A lot of these hospitals got their own little clinical trials going that we just don't know about, and there's more room there than there was at the Q or like PRA and stuff like that because they're already huge. And
Right.
they focus on just one entity. They research strictly cancer because of Sarah Cannon, who played Minnie Pearl on Hee Haw. She donated a lot of money to them before she passed. And that's why you got the Sarah Cannon Center of Research, and it's the Sarah Cannon Center for Independence. So like she put a lot of money into them, and Kansas City is one of their primary hubs or whatever. Which people don't realize Kansas City really has a lot. While they are talking about Kansas City small, it's only gonna be small if you stay in the same circle. You get out that circle, like I've had exes I have not seen in years because we're in completely different circles. But I was still in that circle, I'd see them all the time. But
And
it's just
see, that's the thing right there. When you said people think Kansas City small, those are people that are thinking small. They limit themselves to just this one place or just that
mhm.
one place or this area. Kansas City is a lot bigger than people give it credit for, or the people that are living there really know because they don't explore everything that's out there.
They just strip off the population. Yeah, the population may not be as big as other cities, but the city itself is big. That's what they fail to realize. But like I said, all in all, everything went good. I'm gonna check a couple other hospitals and see what they got going. Fingers crossed it works itself out because I'm ready to go. I did an interview yesterday with farmers also. If they decide to move me forward, I'll have a virtual interview basically like this with somebody. That position starts the middle of next month, and it's work from home until like probably end of January. So that's a plus because the fucking training lasts for 4 fucking months
Damn,
just to
what
be
they
fucking
training you
customer
on the last
service.
4 months? They
Oh, dude, just to be customer service. I'm
sound like
like,
y'all gonna be building nuclear reactors. four
man,
month
just for me to
training.
be like, Hey, this is Richard. I got a client that wants to know what's the rate's going to be for life insurance at his age of 65. Too damn high. That's all you got to say. But apparently, they want you to be a little bit more technical about it. So I was like, all right, whatever, cool. So I always got something bubbling. Got other application out there that I ain't heard. I'm trying. I'm pushing. Like I told you, just like I'm on one knee with with my house on my back. Just when I mean house, I just mean everything on my back or whatever. Damn headlight went out on the car. I was like, are you serious? I was
Mm.
looking at that motherfucking headlight is like $45 fucking. I was like, what? Oh, I said, this car is not fair.
Now,
It's a whole.
is your car just the bulb, or do you have to take out the whole lens assembly and everything?
It's a bulb, but I don't know how you get to it.
I think
So
I know how you got to get to it. You got to take from your trunk, I mean, from your hood, you got to take the
I
front
take the
piece
whole
off,
thing out, don't you?
and then there's a plastic piece that's on it. You're going to have
Yeah.
to unscrew that, take that off, then reach in and grab the bulb from the back, twist it off, because I had to do that for the Grand Am.
And see, what I'm probably gonna do is take the Firestone so they can do that because me and Uncle Robert we changed the blinker on the driver's side once, and the spot was so small, and we both got fat hands. So imagine the hell we went through trying to get that to screw in.
I
So
believe it, because they don't give you enough room to work on this stuff.
I'd have to take Kaylee's hands to do it, and she ain't about to do that. So I'll get that up to somebody to get it done. But I know the spot for my hands ain't gonna be big enough or whatever. So I was like, I ain't about to do all that fighting and cut my shit up. And when somebody called me to a job, they're like, what happened to your hand? You got a cat? Yeah, I got a cat. And we're gonna go with that. We're
Man,
gonna go.
I am missing the older cars where you just take out the whole assembly from the front, put a new one in, click it in, and be done with that shit.
Screws is right there. Unscrew it, pull it out. That'd be the end of
So check
it.
it out. I and this goes back several months. It's been getting a
Mhm.
lot of calls and texts regarding election shit. Hey, this is such and such. We're just what hear about how you vote. We want to see this. We want to do that. We want to do a survey. Voting, voting, voting. It's become a big thing. Not that it shouldn't, because it's important that we all get out there and vote. Can't stress it enough, especially after the debacle from these last 4 years.
Yeah.
However, you know, just when you get sick of the calls and the texts, I got a letter yesterday. So they starting to bombard us with the mail and everything. And again, it is important to vote. I've got my ballots, and I am actually going to drive over in the next couple days and actually drop mine off in the ballot box to make sure it gets there. If you have the opportunity, definitely vote early if you can. Make sure it gets there. Make sure it's counted. And if you're not registered, please get registered. Uh, and I can't wait for November 3rd so that I can stop getting these calls, these texts, and these letters. And one good thing that I believe is going to come out of it, we are going to have a woman in second position in the White House. And I'm really liking that, because I think that as shitty as 2020's been, 2021 might actually be a not just a better year for women all around, but lift us all up. And what I mean by that, as I get to our topic, having a woman in the White House is significant, because there's things that, we try to be equal in some aspects, but we clearly drop the ball as men in others. There's something that you sent me the other day talking about, it was just a graph. It had Sue Bird and LeBum James. They both have played 17 seasons.
Mhm.
Sue in the WNBA, Bum in the NBA. They both have 4 championships. So, yeah, we're equal right there, but that's where it ends. His salary was 37.44 million. That's a big ass chunk of change. So you think she's going to be close. Not so. Her 2020 salary was $215,000. Wrong as the day is long. And to make matters worse, it gets a nice bonus for winning the championship. $370,000. His bonus for winning the championship was more than her annual salary. She got a bonus too, $11,000, 11,356 to be exact. So the NBA and the has dropped the ball grossly, and they are giving women the shaft. The WNBA should mean a lot more. Should come up a little bit better. What do you think the NBA can do to make this happen, to even it out? And I know Sue Bird is not going to end up making $37 million next year, but they got to come a little bit stronger.
See, here's the thing. You can't put it on the NBA. You put it. The NBA is a fraction of the problem. The main problem is us being the consumer. And the reason why I say that is because when this got posted on the Facebook page or whatever, a friend of mine said it may seem a bit unfair, but the NBA TV deal is 2.6 billion annually. WNBA's TV deal 25 million. So that shows you why the contracts are how they are. And see, the thing is, WNBA started on ESPN2. ESPN2 kept it for like a year or two. And then for whatever reason, they got rid of it. Then it went to Lifetime. Then I think now, is it even on TV now? Do they even come on TV? I think they went on ABC every now and then or something.
It is very, very rare.
Yeah. So it's like they TV deals was killing them, but at the same time, if you invest in a product, you need to make that product shine. You know what I'm saying? That's just like last week during K-League soccer. I was sitting there and I was like, man, I ain't doing nothing. Let me go ahead and clean my car out. The Armor All wipes I got or spray had the car shine like it was damn brand new again. I hadn't cleaned it in a minute. And the first thing I did when Kaylee got in the car, I said, notice anything different? She was like, what? Like I cleaned the car and everything. So I'm putting that product on blast in a good way. Name one WNBA commercial you done seen is like how you'll see NBA wise. It's a rematch of the finals. Christmas Day. You got the Lakers versus the Miami Heat. You ain't seen no WNBA commercial like that. If you have, I've missed it. I ain't never seen it. That right there is the problem. You need to sell the product the same. Well, other friend will say, it's a good product. It's just no dunking. No, he's like, no this and that. And I'm like, see, that's putting that out there is killing the fun of it. They got to dunk once every 100 shots. If Candace Parker feel like it or Ogro Brittany Griner, she feel like it. But it's one of the things where they got to find a way to sell the product. They got to find a way to make the product more interesting.
Now, it's funny that you mentioned that. This is where I disagree with people that say it's not as exciting. There's no dunking, whatever. I flip the script and say, okay, why is it better with women's tennis? More people watch women's tennis than they do men's.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't say that there's any glaring difference. And the men are stronger, more powerful, and to some degree even faster. But more people still watch women than they do the men.
That, I will say, golf and tennis is the most even sport. And what's crazy about it, in college, you see the push for women's basketball to where the tournament for them is almost as big as the tournament for men. There's not such a gap. Right. It's maybe like a 10-7 situation, but it's not 10-5, as far as the gap between them. So it's one of the things where they need to figure out the best marketing, because if you got fans in college, you gonna have fans in the pro. You just got to find it. You got to find that way to connect it. It's just like how they think a basketball team can't work here if it ain't KU. A basketball team will work here. Most you probably need to do is put a KU player on the squad to solidify that team, or hire a KU assistant and make them one of the coaches or something. So it's like the big thing is get that research team, that marketing team together, find that tie, make it work or whatever. Otherwise, it's gonna keep being like this, and you go wonder why the NBA is shitting on you pay wise. Granted, I can go ahead and say it with my last breath. No one in the WNBA is gonna make $37 million on the court. It's just not gonna happen. That ship has sailed. The NBA been around longer. That's never gonna happen. We're gonna be lucky the WNBA is here another 5 to 10 years, to be honest, because they marketing this for, and they're not trying to progress the sport. Because can you really say the game's any bigger than what it was when it first started?
No.
The simple fact that the Houston Comets was your biggest franchise, won several rings back to back, and they're defunct. Does that look good for your league? I don't think it does. That's one of your staples, and they're not there. That don't look good at all.
No,
It's
it
like,
don't.
I mean, going back to the AFL days, when we merged with the NFL, if Kansas City and Green Bay didn't exist, would that look good for the league? Regardless how you feel about either team, they're pillars of the league. You got about 8 teams. If they're not there, it's gonna be like, okay, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? All jokes
I
aside,
agree with you. I agree with you
Raiders is
100%.
one of
I mean, I'm not a Chiefs fan, but we need the Chiefs in the league. We need the Packers.
them. Yeah.
We could do without the Browns, maybe the Lions, but that's neither
Nah,
here nor
they
there.
pillars. They
Actually, I take that back. The Lions is a Thanksgiving Day staple.
That's what
So,
I'm saying. They
yeah.
feel is you keep giving them Thanksgiving games to get their ass whooped. You know, just like
Okay.
the
They
Cowboys
they've
too.
now used Thanksgiving to showcase the team that's playing against the Lions.
Yeah, it's like here comes Detroit. Oh, we already know that. Hey, Arizona Cardinals. They go. Yeah, so it's one of those things where you just kind of you want them to do better. Cause I got friends whose daughters play ball and they can ball out. I got a friend right now. Her daughter's, I want to say, a sophomore, come back from an ACL tear, and she's doper now than what she was before. Handles are ridiculous. I'm talking AI and Kyrie Irving built into one handles, to where just crossing bitches up left and right, and actually got a jumper to where she can hit that open shot. They already looking at her and giving her praise. And she only a sophomore. Another friend of mine, her daughter, fucking 6 foot. I think she's a junior, I want to say. Plays basketball, softball, and soccer. Balls out in all three, with basketball being her gym. To where I read a write-up, so they was like, she a swing that can play every position on the floor. How many times have you heard that about a female? And it's like, I feel back like, of course, I think since she a junior, she ain't committed nowhere. But say she go to UConn, she ball out. What do you have really look forward to? Because if they don't consider you one of the upper class, you're not going to make a lot of WNBA. Like I tell you, the one chick was like, her being #1 pick, how Gary Payton was like, he bought that car or whatever, all tricked out. Her being #1 pick, she went and bought all the Apple shit. I was like, wow. He's spending a couple $100,000. You're just spending a couple thousand. They're not going to bridge that gap, unfortunately. But
No, and I don't look for him to bridge the gap, but I think that, she should be making a hell of a lot more.
it's
And
like
you're
with
right.
all
It's
done,
marketing. It's marketing.
they say the TV deal dictates all this, and I don't disagree with that. But at the same time, you said with marketing, your marketing team need to be out there getting you sponsors. You should be having way more sponsors. Stop giving them discount rates. Hey, this is what we need from you. Get
Yeah,
them
that's true.
sponsors, everybody's revenue go up. You don't get sponsors, you just gonna be floating. Remember, WNBA was on life support, was it just 2-3 years ago?
Yeah,
And
they
then
headed
came,
back that way now.
yeah, and then came about 2-3 NBA players to help it. That's nothing I won't understand. All these dudes got daughters, and their daughters play ball, but you don't never see none of them at a WNBA game support. Shaq got a daughter that balls the fuck out. I ain't seen him at one WNBA game. You know, Kobe went. He saved the world. So why ain't nobody else going? I don't get it. It's like this is a part of your entity. Help them out. You know what I'm saying? Because you want your daughter to do it, or you want your daughter to be overseas, to where I never heard of Cynthia Cooper until she came to WNBA. I was like, who the hell is she for them to think she better than Cheryl Swoops? Heard about Cheryl Swoops because she balled out at Texas Tech. Never heard of Cynthia Cooper. Apparently she was a beast and went overseas. I was like, nah, nigga, Cheryl the star. Fuck this Cynthia chick or whatever. It's just like they not trying to educate us on female athlete stars or whatever. You take away you take away the chicks from gymnastics in the Olympics, and the one that's still doing it, that keep just setting records and boundaries. Name another female star that ain't a Williams sister.
Mm, that's kind of tough. Um,
Exactly.
so speaking of money, Deion Sanders is getting paid. Do you know
Deion
what?
Sanders did Jackson State a favor because he could charge more. In all for realness,
Yeah,
he could charge way more than what he charging.
and I think when we talked about it before, I mean, he brings a lot to the table. Uh, yeah, where he lacks in coaching experience, he makes up for in savvy by getting a lot of ex-veterans and people with coaching experience, because you're only as good as your assistant coaches.
Mm-hmm.
And a good example that I'm gonna give you of that is with the Kansas City Chiefs. Dick Vermeil. It would have been before he was the Chiefs coach.
Mm-hmm.
I think he would have been the Rams coach. He might have been the Jets coach. I mean the Eagles coach back then. He didn't have a lot of experience, but he got a lot of people around him that had a lot of experience, and that's what helped make his teams better.
Yeah.
And I think Dion is going to be able to do a lot of that.
What he's doing right now, he done got some former players that are his assistant coaches. But what he's doing is smart, and I know it happens in like little areas here. I don't think it happens worldwide. He's hitting up all these JUCOs, all these top players that may have fell out from a team, or they had to go here to go to a team. That's where his recruiting is going. So imagine if you was the guy at a squad, and for whatever reason, it didn't pan out, and you flunked out because you wasn't playing as that in the third, but you're really a good kid. You go to JUCO, you prove yourself. Then here comes Dion. Hey, come to Jackson State. I guarantee you go get some playing time. You gonna be able to do what you need to do. So what he's doing is smart as hell. It's like literally. Have you ever seen Last Chance U?
I've seen a couple episodes of that.
That's basically what he's doing. He's going to all these top JUCO schools, supposed to be what helps get you to the next level, or get you to the NFL, and he's using that to get you to come to Jackson State. That's all he had some DN that's a 4-star athlete that was at some JUCO. He's committed to come to Jackson State now. He's trying to get his son to come there to play quarterback. But I don't think his son's fucking with him though. Which I wouldn't want to be under my dad's umbrella like that, like I was in high school. You want to go show your capability somewhere else. But somebody they only paying him $300,000 a season or a year, I guess you could say. Just something they gonna say that's a lot of money. It's really not, because Dion's making more on TV. So he took a pay cut to do that job, but his name alone, I'm pretty sure they've made more off his name than they're gonna pay him.
And I think that's where it'll come into play later on down the line. He'll end up making more, guarantee that.
No, without a doubt.
As he puts a winning product on the field and it builds into something, he'll end up making more. He's going to be, what those Tom Osbornes were to Nebraska, what Saban is to Alabama. So yeah, he's going to be just fine.
And like you said, must be the money. and we know he loves some motherfucking money.
Speaking of money, we got a little cash on the line on this fantasy football league.
I don't want to
Uh,
talk about that shit.
well, unfortunately, we do because we're committed to giving everybody the update. Uh, so funny thing happened on the way to week 6. You and I played each other. At the
Yeah, my
time, we were
team
both
sold
two
me
and
out.
three. Um, man, that final score 133-79.
Really, you had to bring the score into it? Really? That's what we doing? Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm getting to a point. You know, my team finally stepped up. We were 2-3 as well. Both teams, both of us were 2-3. So let me clarify that. It wasn't like one of us was just like balling out and the other has been struggling. We both were struggling.
Yeah, my team shit the bed.
Yeah. So I'm not much better after the win. I'm just now 3-3.
But
And
you're in the
and you're
playoffs
still
right now.
only a game behind at 2-4. And
Yeah, I'm
the
in
reason why I
eighth
point this
seed.
out is we're going into week 7. This is
Mm-hmm.
pivotal. Week 7 is pivotal because this is the midpoint. And I know a lot of people say, nah, week 8 is the midpoint. People that think like that are already lost. You start at week 7 as your midpoint and you try to ball out
Actually,
as quickly as possible.
ours is kind of off skew because by now, the way it's went the past couple of years, there'll be separation by now. There's really no separation.
And I'm glad
Outside
because of that.
of,
We all have a fighting chance because before
no,
this
no, no,
game, before
correction, correction. We all don't. Because Lex at 10 is like 1-5. He's done. He's already gone fishing. But
it's funny that you mentioned that because this week I play Lex.
I hope he whoop your ass too.
Okay, I'm trying to help you out because you play Tony.
Yeah, I need that damn tie is gonna
That
do him so good in the long
I
run.
was getting ready to bring that up. Even with a loss, Tony would be 3-3-1,
Mm-hmm.
and you'd be 3-4. So you're still technically a game behind him in the loss column. But you need that to start making up ground because he's going to lose
Exactly.
another one some point during the season.
Yeah, like right now, I believe Luke and Herb is kind of drive in the driver's seat, but they really not because one slip up, they it's like it's a equivalent now to where one loss can send you to the bottom, one win can send you to the top because everything is just there's been no separation. We'll see these next couple of weeks if separation happens, but like I said, what got me the week before because it wasn't playing you. I left Melvin Gordon in, keeping all these different game changes and all these extra bye weeks and stuff.
Yeah.
Messed me all up. And then this following week, motherfucking Mel wanted to get a DWI, and they still gave me no return date on McCaffrey. My running backs have screwed me this season. That's what it boiled down to. And then motherfucking dad wanted to be breaking his ankle and shit when he was just tearing up the league. And what happens? Finally started Josh Allen, and Kansas City realized we play motherfucking defense. Let's shit, let's shake this white boy up. And then
Do you
God said, "Let me help you
wait? Do
with
you
all this rain."
do you play defense?
Yes,
Do
we
you
play
really?
defense. That
You
last touchdown that Buffalo guy was bullshit.
I'm not
That
talking about
was the
Buffalo.
smallest
I'm
zone
not
they was
talking about
calling.
Buffalo. I'm not talking about Buffalo. Who put 40 on y'all asses?
I don't know who put up 40.
You know damn well who put up 40. Them Raiders. The Las Vegas Raiders. Put
And
40
like
on
I
your ass
said,
at Arrowhead.
when you're on the high horse, you need to be brought back down. Unfortunately, y'all was the punk ass team that brought us down. Cause we was feeling ourselves. We was up there. We was chest out like, hey, 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 champions. So they need to be brought back down. Tyron Honeybadger, I'll never say his name. He was like, that loss hurt him so much he couldn't go to damn sleep. Says the most focused he done seen the team in a while. So we still was on that flow. And that's why, and it goes back to like I said before, I never realized the importance of OTAs and training camp because you get a fucking reality check. Because imagine
Yeah.
if they'd have been in camp up in St. Joe Andy would have dug off in the ass so bad to been like, all right, you champions, move on from it. But when you're doing training camp here and everybody goes home, are they really hearing what you're saying? Not as
And,
much because they're going home to their beds.
and
They're
I
going home
will say
to their
this.
facility.
They were busy polishing their rings thinking, oh, it's just the
Yeah.
Raiders. We got this.
It's like nothing. That's another thing. Since nothing was normal, there was anticipation. Because if
But
this had been
remember,
regular, hold on.
I told you at the beginning of the season before they played the game, Gruden is building an exact mirror image of the Chiefs. How did we beat you? With speed.
Yeah,
Basically, the last person to score wins, that kind of thing.
yeah. And just we was too pretty. At the same time, like I said, Andy's trying to figure out Hilaire. I don't think he trusts the other running backs, which is why you see Hilaire getting so many carries. We didn't realize because everybody was like, "Oh man, Williams taking out that bum ass dude." Then you find out he took out because his mom was sick. Oh, that's a good thing. He's still a bum ass dude. We don't need him. We was wrong as shit. We needed him because he was a steady running back, bruiser every down. Hilaire isn't a bruiser, but if you give him that hole, he, all in and out. Buffalo learned that the hard way. He should have got 200 yards, but that's just, he once he once that fumble that didn't happen, they kind of pulled back on him.
And
But at
here's
the
the
same
thing.
time,
What did the announcer say during that game? This is the most an Andy Reid team has ever run the ball during a
yeah,
game.
with like 42 carries, and dude had 26 of them. So it's one of those things to where Williams was bigger than what we realized. It just no one wanted to admit it to that Raider game because, and that's another thing with the Raider game. What I told Tim, I was like, we got a package to beat that defense. He was like, well, we need to see it. Yeah, you need to see it, but at the same time, we need to practice it. That's another thing with training camp. You got hours to practice. You basically you probably do a book a day of different plays. You seen the Buffalo game. Oh, y'all go rush 4, y'all dropping back, 7, or y'all rushing 3, dropping back 8. Okay. Run here. Oh, there sideline dump. Oh, Travis, you right there, middle of the field dump. We never went deep at all that whole Buffalo game. And even though Mahomes was like, I had to keep telling myself, don't throw, don't throw, don't throw. But he said, hey, I'm trying to win by any means. So he was trying to win by any means. He wasn't worried about throwing. And what people fail to realize also, remember, according to him, he just started reading defenses last season. So the New England game and your game, you rushing 3 or 4 and dropping back, his mind, okay, what am I seeing? What am I seeing? What am I seeing? Hadn't picked up quick enough what he was saying. And if he's Andy's eyes on the field, you see what I'm saying? So
Right.
like there's gonna be, and the enemy's never up in the booth, he's always on the field. So the enemy's not seeing it either. It's like he's seeing it, but he's not seeing it. So it's one of the things where we got a playbook for it. We ran it against Buffalo in the motherfucking downpour. If it worked that good in the rain, imagine how it's gonna do on dry land.
Yeah, but the
Because
playoffs are coming. It ain't gonna be dry land no more. So it might
I'm
as
just
well.
saying though, we got a couple games where it's gonna be cold, but it won't be rain filled. And you gonna get some players gonna be overzealous, because they're gonna want to hit Pat. They're going to be, look at the play I just made. It ain't about the play you just made. It's all about the win, and that's what's gonna fuck them up. But Buffalo, they defense is out there being strong, and they held us up. But when all said and done, we did what we needed to do, because when they got that touchdown and we was down 10-7, I saw we went down the field like it wasn't shit. And that catch that Travis made was beautiful. The way he got that toe touchdown is what does Nate Burleson will say? That was toe drag swag right there, the way he made that happen. I was
Yes.
very impressed. But for the teams that think they're just gonna drop back and put 7 out there or 8 out there, they've seen now, because you've seen the big play of the game where Travis had 2 on him and Pringle came around him to help out. He literally was on one side of the field, came all the way over to a gaping hole, and all Pat had to do was okay, little dink for 32 yards. The game was done after that. So it's like drop on him back if you want to, but your initial mindset is gonna be up and under on Travis, up and under on Tyreek. That's four players gone right there. The other one's gonna be single covered, or you're not gonna have a coverage on someone, and it's gonna be on them to recognize, okay, Pat needs the target, and a lot of them do a good job of rolling out for Pat. So it's
And
just, I
I,
told you, Andy knows what he's doing.
he does, and
Sometimes,
I'll say this: two things. First, the Chiefs did play a much better game against Buffalo, but two things that I noticed out of it, and I give props to the Chiefs, but they haven't played their best game yet.
no, not at all,
All
not at all.
season long, they haven't played their best game. So we still got more that we're going to see from them. At the
Yeah.
same time, Tennessee left the blueprint on how to beat Buffalo. Buffalo ain't shit. They got exposed.
Well, it's like we let the blueprint how to beat Buffalo, Tennessee. It's just
Yeah, but Tennessee's undefeated, so somebody got to start using that damn blueprint.
you gotta be willing to tackle the monster. If you ain't ask the Texans, if you ain't willing to tackle the monster, you gonna be roadkill. That's the thing. Frank Clark, he crazy. He willing to tackle. That's the one thing that was making me mad in that Buffalo game. We kept getting back there, but dude, that field was horrible in my opinion because they just kept. I don't know. We didn't have enough cleats to play to have that was long enough for that rain, but they were just like sliding past. Allen should have got sacked about 7 times. He got lucky because they kept over pursuing because it was hard as hell for them to stop and make a cut or whatever. And I'm glad that they over pursued versus trying to make a stop and getting hurt because that's easily ACL tear or whatever. So I'm glad that didn't happen, but it still was frustrating. But I like how my man Dan the man got that one-handed interception to end the game.
That was
So
pretty. That was pretty.
Breland was pissed off because he was like, Dan took my interception. Because he was right there about to jump up for it. And all you see is Dan just, I was like, that needs to be on the poster. I'm pretty sure whoever caught that picture, that was a dope ass picture.
Who the Chiefs got this week?
This week we got Denver. So it's a rivalry game to
So
where you don't know
basically,
how it's going
okay.
to go. Denver
Now,
beat England with field goals. And your old boy from MU is just, he looking hella frustrated right now because he feel like he ain't getting the job done. And Elway's over him,
but see,
hovering.
I wanted to bring that up because, all right, I already know Kansas City is going to easily handle Denver. But one thing that Denver showed me, they showed me how much they suck on offense. And at the same time, it showed me how bad New England really is.
Mhm.
And that's what makes me believe, because, we had this talk for our season opener show when I told you the Raiders are getting into the playoffs. This is one
Yeah.
reason why the Raiders are getting in. It's a lot of teams this year that we thought were going to be good that they not really that good.
I won't say New England's bad yet. Preference on the yet. If they can fix that line, they're fine. Yes, Denver was smart on how to stop Cam. I think they took a page from us. Cam had no gaps to run in. They was point blank. We about to close all four gaps. We blitzing. They basically sent in 6 or 7 at a time on Cam. They wasn't
Look,
thinking twice about it.
don't get me wrong. I want New England to be in the playoffs. I want to see them again. They beat us by 4 points, 4 measly points. And we
So
didn't
you're
have our
saying you got a bone
starters,
to pick.
huh?
So you're saying you got a bone to pick is what you're telling me.
Yeah, we didn't have our starters and we only lost by 4 points. Okay, let's see them again. I want them to be in the playoffs.
Now, what have y'all seen in the playoffs? Y'all lose by 3 points.
I'm gonna be sick. I'm gonna be sick for months.
Okay.
I'm gonna be like an ostrich. I'm gonna bury my head in the sand. Y'all ain't gonna see me for 3 months.
I'll send you a sick bag.
Probably will. All right. We
You're gonna make the playoffs now away from my bottle. Bottle.
sorry, that's a 6-pack. The 11 wins is the bottle.
Yeah, I ain't getting that. So I already know that bottle coming.
Bro, all we had to do was be 3-3 at their first 6 games. Our schedule gets easier after we dispatch Tom Brady next week, and we will. Mark my
Tampa go
words.
run through y'all.
You think so? Are you sure?
That running back and that defense, if they do what they did against Green Bay, that's gonna be a hard beat.
Okay,
If it's
here's the
on,
thing. I'm torn on that game because Ronald Jones is my fantasy running back, by the way.
and he a beast.
And
Cause
guess who my other running back is? Josh Jacobs.
oh, okay. Yeah,
So
and both of them did me in this past weekend.
yeah, well, Josh Jacobs didn't play.
Well, I meant to say Jones did. Yeah, Jones had a good ass fucking game.
Yeah,
Fucking
so
Green Bay.
man, that's gonna be tough. I mean, I want Jones to do good for fantasy purposes, but I don't want him to get in the end zone. And I need Tom Brady to throw some garbage time touchdowns when the game's already over. That's what I want.
What you got, Brady as your quarterback?
No, my quarterback is old boy from the Ravens.
Now, why you want Brady to throw garbage touchdown?
That means that the Raiders have won.
Oh, okay, I see you, man.
And my backup is Drew Brees. So
Oh,
I haven't had to pull him off the bench yet. Well, I will. I'm keeping him as insurance until after the Ravens bye week is over.
no, okay.
So speaking of fantasy, let's go into the picks league real quick. And
Good
remember
job,
everybody,
Daly.
this is out of 32 teams. So if you're in the top 10, you balling out. Um,
Bullshit, I
Kev,
need to be winning.
Kevin, you vaulted into the top 10 last week, and you are
Yes,
currently at number 6, man.
yeah, I fell back one.
That's all right. Like I said, this we treat this as the midway point. This is the time to make moves. Um, one thing that I did to get up there, you got to take some chances on some of them, pick some upsets. It's a roll of the dice because it may be the difference between going, 10-6 or
Mm-hmm.
12-4 on your picks for one week. Uh, but I am going to be picking some upsets this week because I want to create some distance between me and the people behind me and gain some ground on the two guys that are in front of me. And they are only up on me by, I believe, 1 or 2 games. So that would make the difference. And one other thing that I've noticed about the Picks League,
What's
around
up?
after week 9 or 10, it doesn't shift too much.
Okay.
There isn't that much separation left, and there's not a whole lot of games left to create that to fill those gaps. So you definitely want to get into the top 5 before week 9.
One thing, my upset picks didn't happen. I had picked no, I picked no, I picked Cincy to beat Cleveland. That didn't happen. And then it was somebody else I picked. It was I picked I picked Buffalo over us because I just I was I had a feeling that Josh Allen was gonna come out and have them Ginsus and get the slicing and dicing or whatever. Didn't realize the rain factor because that rain played a big factor in that game.
Yeah, it slowed Diggs down too.
Yeah, and Diggs on my squad and I got points off of him. I still question if that was a touchdown that he caught because I feel like when he got the ball, one foot was up as he was starting to fall over. So I question if that was a legit touchdown.
Well, I saw the replay several times. I mean, you really couldn't tell if it was up or down.
Yeah.
And and because if it had been played during a dry game, that
Mm-hmm.
dirt would kick up and you would
Yeah.
know. But because it wasn't, there's no way to tell. There's no way to tell.
And since you can't tell, you give him the touchdown.
Only because they called it a touchdown at first. If they called him out, they wouldn't have a way to reverse it.
And so it's like, and that's another thing. Another game bullshit penalties, us playing against the refs. There was some of them plays I was like, really? To where even the commentators was like, I don't see anything. That was that to where Troy Aikman just had to be like, I don't see the call. You know, I was like, boy, when you become the greatest champion of all the land, they just don't want to see you succeed. I know they ain't seen no champion as flamboyant and successful as us. I get it. But at the same time, show us some love. Give us a call or two. You know what I'm saying? Let us know how great we are. Hating ass teams.
Man, spoken like a true Kansas City fan. Um, hey, before I finish off the NFL, I want to talk about something that just happened yesterday. The
What up?
Miami Dolphins have been balling out. Fitzmagic has been great. So what do the Dolphins do? They elect to start Tua at quarterback Sunday. Do you think that's a mistake or not?
I'm
And
torn
before
on
you
that.
answer that, I'm gonna preface it with this. Miami had a chance to make the playoffs. They're not making the playoffs this year after this shit.
I'm torn on it because they're 3-3. So Fist Magic is working, but it's not dominating. I think history shows that at some point during the season, Fist Magic clocks out like a bad lawnmower, and whatever happens, happens. So I think they wanted things to end on a high note and give the rookie the keys to the city because he's been sitting back watching the past 6 weeks. When he got in the game Sunday, I knew something wasn't right. And then they made that announcement. This is nothing more than Miami finally having the ability to sell tickets. Excuse me, I hate to say it. Are you trying to say two is a new era? No, he's not. He gonna flame out like the rest because you should have gave him the full season. Because if his leg's 100% healthy from that gruesome injury he had, I'm happy for him. But I'd have waited another year if I made him touch that field. Especially when Fitzmagic out there making it happen.
And think about this. Everywhere that Ryan Fitzpatrick has played, those teams get behind him. Right, wrong, good, bad, for better, or for
Mm-hmm.
worse. They get behind him. So it's something about his leadership qualities. You can't mess with that. That's chemistry. And I don't know a whole lot about Tua. He might be the best in the world, but he don't have that chemistry right now.
And the
Uh,
thing is, being Fitzmagic is cut from the same cloth as Alex Smith. He's gonna help Tua. He's gonna train Tua. He's gonna do his part. He's not gonna hold Tua back. But at the same time, he know he's lucky to be in the league. You know, when he came in with Buffalo or whatever, he came from fucking Ivy League. How many Ivy League players have made it to the NFL outside of Dean Cain, who lasted what, a season or two? It's like
Rich
Ivy League
Gannon,
players
Rich
don't make
Gannon,
it in the NFL.
Rich Gannon.
He was Ivy League school.
Yeah, he went to hold on, I'm gonna go ahead and talk to everybody. I'm gonna have to
Yeah, so it's like him being to the league is a treasure, blessing. So he gonna get out there and have fun nonstop anyway, because he ain't supposed to be there. He's gonna be working at a law firm, getting me out of parking tickets or something, not in the NFL throwing touchdowns. And he knows it. So, you know, you gotta give him props for that. That's why, you know, he's when he was in Buffalo or he had turned into a journeyman, he ain't complaining. He just taking it because there's no reason Tampa should have let him go. He should still be in Tampa.
okay. Scratch that. Rich Gannon went to Delaware.
Oh, see, so yeah, just like when he left us, he went nowhere.
Yeah, but there weren't any Super Bowls in his future with Kansas City.
Yeah, it could have been. He decided to leave.
No, I'm gonna blame Marty on that, and I'll always blame Marty on that. You do not yank Rich Gannon and put Elvis freaking Gerbach in there for your playoff game.
That's the thing. That wasn't a Marty thing. That was a Carl Peterson thing. That was strictly Peterson on that. I'm paying Elvis all that money. You put Elvis out there. That was a Carl Peterson move. But you probably missed this on the I think it was the halftime show, or may have been before the at the end of the pregame. Terry took a shot at Tony Gonzalez, and Tony Gonzalez just didn't know what to say. And they was all talking about who they pick or whatever. Yeah, it was before the game. Tony Gonzalez, well, since people fail to remember, I played for the Chiefs, so therefore I'm picking the Chiefs. And Terry Bradshaw gonna say, yeah, like when you picked them to trade you to Atlanta,
Oh, damn.
they cut out so quick. And Tony's in the process of catching a pass. He caught it and looked back. I was like, oh, that was a good one, Bradshaw.
Oh, man. Terry. That was good.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure some words may have been said after the break on that one.
Yeah, I hate that I missed that.
And
All right.
sorry, motherfucker. Before we get to the NFL,
Hey, Terry got 4 rings, so he can talk that shit.
yeah,
Tony got
no, I'm talking to Tony when I say sorry. That's
oh,
why I like that we got a ring and Tony ain't got shit. Although he probably got one for being in the Ring of Honor, but
I
it
bet
looked
you he
cheap.
did because didn't they give one to who was the running back, the Nigerian Nightmare?
Chris McCoy.
Yeah, they gave him
I
one.
feel like you don't know the man who ran over y'all. Don't do that.
No, sir. Because remember who our running back was at that time. So don't even try that shit.
Who did y'all have when we had the Koye? All y'all had was Elway then.
Elway was never a Raider.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're I can't remember shitty things. I'm sorry. I can't
I'm
remember.
sorry. Our running back was one Vincent Edward Bo Jackson.
I ain't never heard of him.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
must. That was that mid-season replacement nigga. My bad. That was that replacement player.
Yeah, you have fun with that. Everybody knows who Bo Jackson was. Not too many people know who Christian Okoye was. Enough said.
That's because they was afraid of the nightmare.
When you give yourself a nickname, that don't mean much.
Hey, he didn't give it to himself. It was given to him.
If you say so.
Only person that wasn't afraid, pretty much ended his career, was Atwater. Sorry, bitch.
All right. Big topic here. How
No,
much
no,
you
no. We ain't left the NFL yet. You ain't told me, because I've heard so many up and down excuses. So, what are your thoughts on the elephant in the room? The Jets
Oh
cut.
yeah.
That
I forgot
how
all
you feel
about him.
about it?
And we were talking running backs too, weren't we?
Yeah, yeah.
Le'Veon Bell. Okay, here's my thing. Damn good pickup for the Chiefs. Somebody said it best, the rich get richer. Here's the thing.
I wouldn't say we got richer. We just got better.
But here's the thing. They if utilized the right way, i.e., don't do what the Jets did,
Mm-hmm.
this really makes y'all's run game look better.
Yep.
However, and I don't think Andy will do this. However, if he's not used the right way, you'll take a step back. Again, see the Jets. He flourished in Pittsburgh behind that line. Can that line make those holes long enough for him? Because he's a very patient runner, sometimes almost too patient. He'll creep up to the line before he decides to which cut to make. That can help you and that can hurt you. You can end up with a 20-yard game when some running backs will only get 5 or 10 yards out of it. At the same time, you get stuff for a loss. So his running style really dictates how good he's going to be at the point of attack. He's not like Edwards Hilaire, who will find a hole, make the cut, go. He will, let me look, A, B, or C, we're going to go B, and then he'll make his
The
move.
best thing I will say, Hilaire is going to be the 20 to 20, 20 to 20 running back between the 20s. Some special plays, screen plays in the red zone, but the red zone going to be bell time. Because they say he patient. Ain't nobody he can't run over, and he can catch like a receiver, tight end out the backfield. Not saying Hilaire can't catch either, but 5'7" versus what 6 foot, I think, or 5'10", that's a big difference. At the same time, people don't realize how big Bell is. He's a motherfucking cowbell when it's all said and done. They'll split carries and set in the third, and it basically helped our red zone offense because we didn't without Williams being there. We didn't have that running back that we could just give it to and they could pound their way through the hole. Having Bell, let them get that 5 yard back, that head start, just like with old boy in Tennessee. Who want to stop him once he gets going?
Yeah.
I ain't trying to stop him. I ain't trying to stop either one of them. I'd be like, hey, and I ain't trying to end up like Josh Norman either. I ain't trying to get thrown out the picture.
Hey, if I had to go in front of one though, I'd try to stop Bell before I would try to stop Derrick Henry, because that dude that's a beast right there. You see him coming straight towards you. I'm just gonna move out the way and say Olay.
And so it's one of the things where I think all said and done, he is he gonna benefit us? Yeah. It's not gonna be, I think, kind of what they think. But I think
No, he's
overall,
not gonna be the focal point of the offense.
he's gonna do what McCoy did. Remember, we got McCoy around this time. And all said and done, McCoy finished with like 480. Williams finished with like 470. We're going to have over 1,000 yards by committee. We're not going to have 1,000 yard back, more than likely.
But what I want to know is, where's this endless bottomless pit of money coming from for the Chiefs? And at what point does it run out? At what point do you stress a team so bad because you've paid everybody and you don't have anything left? They got to be reaching that point.
See, there's this thing called restructure and release. You go to the high hog, hey, we owe you about $12 million this season. We got a chance to get this player for $1 million. Let's convert some of that 12 into a signing bonus so we can free up some cap money so we can get this player to help our team so we can get that closer to another Super Bowl. Okay, no problem, because I already got one ring. I love to have one for this hand. Then you go to that one player, man, we love you on the squad. We appreciate you, but we're going to have to go ahead and release you to make room for another player. But when we get a chance to bring you back, we go bring you back. If anything, you may come back to the practice squad, but we go bring you back. That's another way to do it. He signs for the vet minimum of $1 million. You give him incentives to where it could be 1.6. But is he gonna care about 1.6 when the Jets is giving him between 6 to 9? Hell nah. And he's already made like 30 or 40 something mil off of him. He ain't worried about that. He want to play for Andy. He want to get a ring, and he wants to change his image because he has to do like Tannehill and show that Adam Gates was the problem and not him. You see, Tannehill had one good season with Tennessee, and what did they do this offseason? Let me go ahead and break you off with this deal. And you are starting quarterback of the future. Mariota, go somewhere else. Then he came to Oakland or Vegas, right? He was
Yes,
down.
he did. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, Carl go down in a minute then. Better watch Tanya Harden and see if she ain't hanging out with Mariota. Because Mariota, his injuries gave him a raw deal. But
Right.
Tennessee ain't been fair to quarterback since Steve McNair, as Vince Young. You know what I'm saying? So that's the Tennessee thing, unfortunately.
Yeah. And yeah, you're right. Tannehill's been balling out, and nobody's gone ahead and exposed them yet. Like you said, nobody's afraid to hit Derrick Henry. So, I mean, everybody's afraid to hit Derrick Henry, and that's the reason why Tennessee's undefeated right now. But they're gonna run into some problems later on. The one thing I will say, the difference between Kansas City and Tennessee is Kansas City took that L already, got it off your chest. You've been defeated. You know what that L tastes like. Now it's time to get your head in the game. Tennessee hasn't had that happen yet. And the later they go in the season, before they get that L, once they do, what happens when that animal is dying in the middle of the road and all them vultures start circling? They just sit there and wait and pick it off. And that's gonna happen to Tennessee. Tennessee's gonna take one L, then they're gonna take another, and it might turn into 3 or 4. And not saying they won't make them to the playoffs, they probably will. But whoever they play, when they get to the playoffs, is going to look at game film on those 3 or 4 losses. And they'll be like, okay, this is what we got to do. Which one of y'all is committed to hitting Derrick Henry? And If you got a good, strong defender on that team that's willing to do that, I'm not afraid of their receivers. Even Brown, he's not a threat. I'm afraid of Derrick Henry. You stop him, you've won that game.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. Um, Derrick Henry's a problem, but big backs like that only last for so long. So we got about 2 more years, and Tennessee ain't gonna win, so it really don't even matter because he's always go big game time in the playoffs. He gonna be out of gas. Tennessee right now is benefiting from going 2 weeks, no pads, no nothing, and they body done healed up. So they kind of fresh all over again, which is unfair, but at the same time it's fair. This COVID thing is gonna make all these. It's a lot of shooting ladders to get games played because of COVID. So when we win, that makes our championship look that much better because we weathered all this COVID bullshit
Yeah,
again.
y'all won last week, so yeah, y'all weathered the COVID stuff.
I'm just
Oh,
talking
you talking about a
overall.
championship?
Yeah. I'm just letting you know that just got to keep reiterating because for some reason you think the Vegas, Oakland, San Antonio, LA Raiders is gonna do something. All you gotta do is get another sticker on your bag because
I
you're gonna go
never,
somewhere else.
I
That's all.
never said that they were going to do anything. I'm just, watching some good football, and I'm appreciating what Gruden is building because, and you still don't get it yet, but I keep mentioning he's building the exact mirror image of Kansas City. Because all these teams, and I've said it before on this show, all these teams gear up to beat their division rival. Yes, Kansas City is our division rival, but that's not the way you go about it. You
We
focus
the
on the
whole
Super
we
Bowl
the whole
champ.
rival for the whole
You
division.
focus on the Super Bowl champ, which happens to be Kansas City, and you beat them because they're the ones that can beat everybody. So he's like, what did Kansas City do? They got speed. They got a runner. We already had a running back. We got speed at wide receiver. As soon as that dude got healthy and got back on the squad, oh hey, look, we're playing the Chiefs. You know that play that Tyreek Hill always runs? Why don't you go on down the to the end zone and do that for us? What happened? Honey Badger got burnt. Why? Because he got beat by the same play that they practice against every day and didn't think it was coming.
Yeah, we will be
We
ready.
Y'all got a good tight end? We got a good tight end. Not as good
Yeah,
as Kelsey, but he's up and coming.
yeah, y'all got a good. He's probably about the fourth best tight end in the league.
I would say
I give
third.
him.
I would say third. Who
Uh,
I would say Kelsey and Kittle, and then I would say Darren Waller.
uh, put Waller like 4 or 5.
Then
You,
who you got behind Kelsey and Kittle? Then
you got the resurgence of the great Jimmy Graham. That Chicago offense fits him. He looking like New
nah,
Orleans Jimmy.
but he ain't putting up no big ass numbers like Darren
He's putting
Waller.
up numbers. I got him on my squad. He's putting up numbers.
I'm
He
gonna have
looking
to go
like
back
New
and look at
Orleans.
that then.
He look like New Orleans Jimmy. I put him at 3, 4. Maybe him and Wall you can flip flop, but 4 Mike would be oh boy for the Giants. Um, they can flip flop with each other because excuse me. One week he's on, one week he's not. But what you got to worry about is that number 6 because he got found this weekend and having Evans that gets me a little worried. Brady realized he had Gronk on the team this past weekend, and they kept connecting to where Gronk had like 8 for 100 plus with a touchdown, and he only had about 1 or 2 catches a game all season. That memory muscle kicking in for Brady on plays that he would go to Gronk on, and that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, I
Like I
give
said,
you
with
that.
me having Mike Evans had a touchdown in every game this season so far until this past week. So Gronk took a touchdown out of my man's pocket. I'm gonna have to pull a tiny hard my damn self.
Possibly so. All right, so check it out. I'm gonna ask you a question. How much is enough? And let me tell you where I'm going with this on. Um, we'll start off the question with another question. Are you where you want to be in life? And it's about career or it's about your personal life. Are you where you want to be? I know a lot of us are not. And Um, if that's the case, what's the plan? How do we get there? And how do you plan on going about getting where you want to be? So my first question to you, Kev, are you where you want to be in life?
Well, no, nowhere near, and I don't never expect to get where I want to be in life.
Funny you asked that. I mean, funny you say that. You don't expect to be?
Nope.
What does that mean?
Um, my life is not when how I perceived it in my mind. There's a lot of things I didn't know. If it had went how I perceived it in my mind growing up, I'd have went to law school, got my degree, have a banging ass house, have a Lambo, and my parents would be living in the gatehouse on my property. That's how I saw my life. You see, I ain't mentioned nothing about no wife, kids, family, nothing. Just mom and pops in the gatehouse. I'm in a banging ass house making money, and I got like LA Law when they would close the trunk. You see what dope ass car it was. That's how I was living, driving a Lambo. Who drives a Lambo in Kansas City on these streets? My ass would. But it's just my mindset I'll never get to where I was trying to get to. I didn't make the right turns in life, avenue wise, because I wasn't educated on life itself. So it's just now my mindset is switched to where I just want to be able to keep growing, make good money, take care of my kids, and I said like I got like 50 million kids, take care of my two girls, and enjoy myself. That's all I'm trying to do. But how I thought I was gonna be in the land of the rich, that ain't happening unless I win the lottery or something. Cause I ain't going back to school, so it ain't happening.
It can be done. I mean, I've seen and heard stories of people that, late in life, they decide to pursue their dreams and they turn things around and they make stuff happen. So I actually believe that you can do that if you want to. First of all, props to you for mentioning LA Law. A lot of people your age or younger, they don't know nothing about that high quality show. And that was a good ass show.
That's
Um,
why I wanted to be a lawyer because of that show.
you wanted to be like Corbin Burnson, huh?
No, I ain't like Archie. He was an asshole to me.
But he had all the women.
He did have a host. He did have a host.
You was like Jimmy Smith, huh?
Hey, he was dope. He was dope.
Yeah, until he stole old boy's woman.
Technicality.
All right. So still though, I know you said that, things didn't go the way you had planned them, but surely there are things that you still want to do in life.
Now it's just about having fun, living a good life, and traveling. Of course, once this pandemic ends, so I can travel. I'm glad they're of age because I can see the world with them. They can see the world with me. So it's like it's one of the things to where when the time comes, we hey, let's pack up and go somewhere for spring break, or let's go somewhere for this, that, and the third, and we can do that with no hesitation. That's what it's about now. There's nothing of immediate that I'm like I need to do this, want to do that. I just want to, like Trey Songz said, I just want to be successful. Whatever I end up doing, with my degree, I just want to rock out and be successful doing it. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you, baby. Did you have any work to do? How
Hey,
about you check?
where are those red velvet cookies at?
Yeah, she didn't hear you good. She walked out.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
she
Dang, I
didn't
tried.
hear you.
I tried. I tried.
Yeah, I told her to check for her, see if she had some work to do. So once that guy said, she ignored adult voices. So
Oh yeah, once you mention schools, like, let me run. But I feel you on
mm-hmm.
that. I mean, as far as the travel part, I've always wanted to take the boys to Disneyland. When we were kids, mom and dad took us. We had a great time, great memories, um, lots of vacation memories, as a matter of fact. And I saw a Disneyland or Disney World commercial the other day. Oh, everybody is running through the Magic Kingdom and this and that and the other. And then they cut to the mom, dad, and the kids, and they're all wearing masks, and reality set in. It's like, damn, I gotta wear a mask to go through Disneyland. Fuck this. Let me just wait a
Yeah,
year
it's
or come up
just
with an alternative.
yeah. I'm good on it on Disney anything. I'd rather spend that kind of money. If anything, I get a mama prop. She wanted to take them on a Disney cruise. I wouldn't mind doing that. That way,
N-
at least I'm seeing different, seeing something different.
Now, I will say this: as far as career goals, that hasn't changed. I love to write, and I've always been in the arts, so I'm still trying to make that happen. It has slowed down
Man,
to a certain degree because of COVID and everything, but I firmly believe that if I keep plugging away, there will be a breakthrough sooner or later.
I need you to start just turning out scripts. I was reading yesterday, Lil Rails over comedy content for Qly TV. It's like KWELI TV. This is another damn streaming site. So it's like there's so many out there. I need you to start just putting out script. Whatever's in your mind, write it, script it, send that shit out because you just never know.
Now, one thing you got to realize: the average script is about 80, 90 pages, so we can't just churn that out, within a couple days. It
Hey,
can
if
take a couple
Kanye can do
weeks.
3 beats all summer, you can do 2 scripts every other month.
Possibly. I will say this though. I have begun to enter some of the scripts that I have in some screenwriting competitions, and some of my short films that are already, on my YouTube channel. I'm going to be entering
Mhm.
those in some competitions just so that I can begin to get my name out there. So over the next couple months, we'll see what changes, and I'm really hoping that 2021 jumps off, and obviously I think it's going to be better than 2020, but I really want to start to make an impact and make a difference, and that's my goals, and those are my plans to start to get there. um I, more more career focused stuff on all my social platforms as well, where
Mhm.
I'll debut some artwork or some photography instead of just, the random picture of my ugly ass with something in the background or something
Thank you,
like
'cause I'm
that.
getting tired of looking at it. Thank you. I'm getting tired of saying it.
Uh-huh, yeah. But I will post another with my hype NFL.com Raiders jersey, the road jersey, the one where we just beat y'all in. um
Show me what your eyes see. That's what I tell all photographers. Show me what your eyes see. That's what I want to see.
and I like that's a good mantra. um Now, as we climb up those ladders, though, and this is the meat to my question, the original question: how much is enough? We've all said what we want, and I don't think that our goals are too lofty. I don't think that what we want to do in life is unattainable. But when I say how much is enough, the question that comes to mind is: as we climb up that ladder, whether it's the career ladder or the personal ladder, how much of it is from our dreams and our goals, and how much of it is trying to keep up with the Joneses?
Well, see, that depends on the person. Like me, I'm not a keto with the Joneses type person. I really don't care. You know how when we talk about stuff, I'm usually to the left of a group conversation. So that doesn't phase me. This is just me wanting the best and the most out of what I got in front of me. And if I can get that, great. Hey, love it. Thumbs the fuck up. But if I can't, then it's just okay. Let's just do what we got to do and go from there. But it's never gonna be, hey, such and such doing this. Let's because I'm the type of person, plain and simple. I remember one time with my cousin's crib. This is way back when I just got the Milan or whatever. Brand new ass car. Most people, hey, go look at my new car. I come in the house. I'm sitting down watching the basketball game. I think it was like playoffs was on or whatever, or it was NBA. Some shit was on. I'm sitting there, and his wife was like, "Hold on, you here?" I was like, "Yeah." "Oh, you got the car?" I was like, "Yeah, it's outside." They grabbed the keys and ran out there, and I'm still sitting there in the living room watching TV. I don't trip off stuff like that. That's just me. And people say I'm assholes for it, but that's just me. I mean, if
How
you
are
give
you
me
an
a chance,
asshole for that? I don't understand
because
that.
a lot of us we want that reassurance that what we just did was right and that you're envious. We want that reassurance that we done did something that's gonna make you want what I want, knowing you can't get it. Just like, why in the hell would you drive around showing people you got a new car when you know at some point you go see them? You see
I
what I'm
agree
saying?
with you. I
It
agree with
makes
you.
no sense. Like, the only person I made sure to saw that I had a new car when I first got mine was my grandmother, because she was with me. I used the family discount with Ford, and she kind of drove it off the lot, made me drive my other car. But she told me, I ain't driving that raggedy shit. I'm driving the new shit. And I was like, all right, you know, I can't.
You
Yeah, that's
can't
all I could
argue.
do.
Can't argue at that point.
Yeah, I showed her and I showed my mom. That was it. Everybody else, I was like, you'll see it when you see it. You know, I ain't advertising I got it, because that's not me. I don't get caught up in it. Like when I've gotten tattoos and stuff, I don't do all that. Only time I made a big deal about a tattoo is the one that you drew me, because the artist got it damn near identical to what you drew. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry, I appreciate product. I appreciate when somebody does a good job. So I had to post that pic to give him props, to give him business, for people to go to him, because you seen the picture.
Yeah.
That was eerie as fuck. Because
I've actually reposted it because that gave me some business, because it's like, look, see that tat? I designed it. Here's the original pic. You know, people are like, okay, so you can design some stuff. So that helped me. And I agree with you because, I've got the same old Nissan Versa. I'm me and you have talked about it. We want them Ford Broncos in the next couple of years. But that's for ourselves. It ain't because everybody has one. Because first of all,
yeah,
everybody don't have one yet because it ain't even out yet. Second of all, if you I live in Stafford, Kansas. It's not like anybody's just gonna roll on over to my house and visit any old time. And that's by design. I live remotely far enough away, close enough that I can be somewhere if I need to, if somebody needed me, but far enough that, I like being away from everybody, alone, able to do what I got to do. You know, I have a beautiful sound system, about 3,000 movies, DVDs, and Blu rays. I don't need to show that shit off. It's for me. It's for me. In my office back there, I got a sound system, and on one side of the room has got a entire Hot Toys 1/8 statue collection. It's for me. I haven't even showed that off on my YouTube channel yet, and I keep saying I'm gonna give everybody the office tour. Uh, there's no need to yet. Everything has a time and a place, and I'm not doing it
yeah,
for them. I'm doing it for me. Um, I spend my money primarily on audio-visual stuff and camera stuff because that's what I do. Um, I don't need the nice shiny toy that such and such has because it doesn't affect me. It has to be about what I want to make
hmm
me comfortable, to make me happy.
yeah. No, I agree with you totally on that. It's just I've never been one to get caught up in all that. Like, me, little brother and Tim, always talking about shoes. I tell them about like them about down. Majority of the ones they send pictures to, I was like, that shit's ugly. But I've never been a shoe person. And then so I discovered I was a shoe person, but on a different aspect. I was that one that East Bay book come. Oh, what's on sale? What we got in this bitch on sale? Snatch it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then what you paid 130 on is now on sale for half that price. I may get the same shoe then, but I'm getting two while you got one for the price of my two or whatever. It's just I just don't get caught up in shit like that. I'm the type of person where now some DJ equipment I might get caught up in that because some of the shit is dope, but then some of it's trash.
But
Like when
again,
you ask
that's
me,
what you do. That's who
yeah,
you are. So there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting caught up in something that you're interested in. And that's why I say that's the difference between getting what you want and keeping up with the Joneses.
yeah,
And I ain't trying to keep up with nobody. I'm trying to do my own thing. And
Only Jones, I'll say this: only Jones I want to keep up with is in the DJ world. Those tall, skinny speakers. They got the sub built in at the bottom. Oh, them things are so sexy.
are you talking about them ones, the ribbon speakers? They don't really have a tweeter or a dome in there. They're just real thin.
Yeah, then it's like the base of it is your sub and everything.
Man, those things are nice.
Yeah, but them bitches about being 2 to 3 thousand.
Oh, that's for starting. That's to
Yeah,
start.
that's
But
even on basic.
I remember one time I forget where it was in Kansas City. I went into an audiovisual place and they played something on it. It sounded good, bro.
Yeah,
It
without a doubt.
sounded so
It's
good.
yeah, whew.
And because it didn't have them paper cones, it was all metal,
hmm
there was no rattling. No matter what, no matter how high he turned up that volume, it sounded good. I don't blame you. Hey, now if you get one of them, you let me know. I'll come over to listen to that because that's how good them motherfuckers are.
Yeah, they nice. I just, but that's where common sense me kick in. I'm like, can you really stomach paying that? I could easily charge it and do monthly, but I want to be paying for that forever because 2 3 years now something else gonna come out, so that's gonna be obsolete, but you still paying on that.
And that's the nail that hits the nail on the head. It's always something bigger, better, etc. So you got to have goals, just like in your career goals and your life goals. When you accumulate stuff, it's got to be for the right reasons.
And then on top of that, also, I don't have the proper vehicle for them long ass speakers because them are some long ass speakers.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, so
Ain't them some bitches about 6 feet tall?
yeah, they're taller than me. They're definitely taller than me.
Yeah, you probably don't want to be riding down the road with them sticking out the window.
Oh no, I refuse. If anything, I have to let the seat down in the back, put in the trunk, and empty the trunk. So it's like it's a lot I have to do. Not
Eh,
saying I
Now
wouldn't.
that I think about it, it would be easy for you to do that because I know I went by IKEA up there. Aren't they off Johnson Drive? You know where they
Yes,
are.
yeah, I've
Um,
been in that bullshit store.
I bought 4 of those DTOF towers, the cases to put my 1/6 scale figures in. So they're about 6 feet tall,
Mm-hmm.
mostly glass and wood. And I bought 4 of them, and it's 2 boxes per. So there was been 8 boxes, and I
Mm-hmm.
got the little Nissan Versa. I
Yeah,
fit I fit all 8 of them boxes in the Versa and drove home with it.
yeah.
And when I say home, I mean back here to Stafford.
I know.
So yeah, if I can do that, yeah, you can bring a couple of them speakers in your car without any problem.
Well, I protest IKEA. I ain't been since they opened. I went about a month after they opened, about 2 or 3 times. I ain't been back, so I'm proud of myself.
Man, IKEA got some good stuff, man. You can hook up the man
IKEA
cave.
is the biggest ripoff known to man. If you ain't got a brand new house or you ain't stripping your house down to the studs, stop trying to buy the damn kitchen that don't fit people. Use some common fucking sense. You can't put an island in a kitchen that's the size of a shoebox if you ain't tore that bitch down to make it bigger. The island go be the kitchen. But you go walk on the stove? Get the fuck out of here. People being there, we can get no the fuck you can't. You stay on 30th and Prospect. That house is not big for this shit right here. Unless you
Yeah,
go 20 down to the studs and expand it.
I don't know about islands and stuff. I was just looking at shelves and cases.
I'm
So,
just saying, just people being there on some wild shit. You be like, where the fuck you gonna put that at?
but see,
My
those are the people that get caught up. They go in there and they see something. And they're like, "Oh, I like that display. Let's get it." Not trying to think about it, put it together. You got to be practical about everything that you bring into your house. You know, first of all, you got to have a plan. What can I do in this room? Figure that out, and then go get the stuff for the room. A lot of people do it in the reverse. They see something they like and try to fit it into their house, and that ain't the right way to go about it.
yeah. So I mean, I probably need to go. There's probably some good storage shit I can get out of there. Like I actually need some dressers for my bedroom. They probably got something in there for a dirt price. I just haven't bothered because I just don't care for the damn store. And when me not working, I'm just like, she can stay in tubs a little longer. I ain't worried about it.
Hey, I feel you. I feel you. We when we moved down here, we had stuff in tubs for a couple months before we decided because we, took our time and figured out where we wanted what and what was going there. And the other thing I will tell people, and this is basically for the younger people or people that are getting a new place, work on
Mm-hmm.
one room at a time. Because when you bounce around, I'm gonna get this for the kitchen, I'm gonna get this for the bathroom, do all that. You're doing too much. And then you're going to get caught up in all that mess where you get in over your head or you forget something or you realize you have to get something because you got something else. So then you end up spending more money than you should have. Work on one room at a time. Handle the first place you should handle when you move into a new apartment or house is the kitchen because that's where all the action is. That's where you
Yeah,
cooking your food and eating. You got to make sure your kitchen right.
yeah.
Second place is the bathroom. Bedroom can wait. A lot of people want to start off with the bedroom. Why?
That's what
Ain't
it
shit.
really is.
It should only be you and your significant other in there. Ain't nobody else got no business in your bedroom. You can wait on that. Kitchen,
That's,
bathroom.
that's, that's only if you're married. If you're single, no telling who could be in there.
That's true, but that's a whole different thing. And then you want to tackle your living room or slash dining room or living room and dining room, whatever order you want to handle
Yeah,
that
you
in.
can put the dining room in your bedroom. You never know.
Spoken like a single person.
That's probably why I am single.
But that but that's also why I'm pretty sure that retirement ain't gonna last.
No, I tell you, I'm retired. I put in 13 good years. Time to hang up the hard hat and the lunch pail and just ride off into the sad sunset.
Listen, somebody gonna come around who doesn't have a fans only page and things will spark off.
Uh, well, they gonna be the mailman or something? Because all I do is go to work and soccer practice. So
Hey, one of these single soccer moms might want to get with you.
if that's the case, if maybe one of them driving one of them Teslas. Never have I seen so many damn Teslas in one spot. Go to a fucking soccer practice. All those Joco moms or Johnson County people, they done upgraded from the Acura SUVs to they pull up and back window doors open up and see you in a minute, okay, mom, or just Tesla Central. I'm just like, God damn, all these Teslas.
Teslas are taking over in the soccer mom industry.
No, did you see the new Escalade drives itself?
Really?
Look, Virginia
This is
King
getting
got a
scary.
commercial. Virginia King got a commercial with Escalade. First off, that motherfucker's bigger and they done stretched it some more. So it's more looking like his 15 passenger van. It looks so long.
Mm.
And at some point in the commercial, it laid back and it drove itself. And then the Sonata, have you seen the commercial with that where it drives itself?
I did see that. Yeah.
That's genius and stupid at the same time. Because you go press this button for your car to come backward to you. What if that motherfucker parked at an angle? Then what you go do if
You
you can't go forward?
you wouldn't like that. So, closing, I just want to give my dumbass of the week today because
All right, go ahead.
I've got one. And let me pull it up here because oh my goodness. I had it, but there's too much crap going on my phone here. There we go. And the reason why I pull it up off of Yahoo is because I didn't have the name. But this article, rapper charged with coronavirus benefit fraud after boasting in a song about it. This is ignorant. This is how ignorant people are. Here's the thing.
You get it
Uh,
in a song?
yes, a rapper known as Nuke Bizzle. First of all, what the fuck kind of name is Nuke Bizzle? But anyway, Nuke Bizzle was arrested Friday for an alleged unemployment benefits fraud scheme after he had boasted about that type of fraud in a YouTube music video, according to U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California. I won't read the whole article, but basically, he did all this shit and then wrote a song about it. Did he not think he was going to get caught? When, especially if your song is as detailed as it was, he basically told the cops exactly how he did what he did. And here's the thing, it wasn't for just a few dollars of unemployment money. He applied for $1.2 million in jobless benefits. So he went from being broke to being a millionaire to now being in jail, all in the span of a few days. Basically, he exploited a provision in the CARES Act of the United States for
Mhm.
pandemic unemployment assistance. And it says here 92 debit cards were sent to an address linked to Bizzle with more than 1.2 million in fraudulently obtained benefits. So this Nick was stealing these people's debit cards, and it's got the cash on it, getting the cash
Uh-huh.
together, and I guess almost 100 of them cards, and it came out to be a little over $1 million. He could have got away with it, except for being the stupid criminal that he was. He wrote a song about it, and that's why he's my dumbass of the week.
Wow.
First of all, he was my dumbass of the week for calling himself Nuke Bizzle. Could have came up with something better than that.
Yeah, that name was horrible. That name was horrible. Well, my dumbass of the week is it's simple. It's real damn simple. Troy Aikman, Joe Buck. How do
No,
you
not Joe Buck.
Yes, good old Joe Buck. First off, you should be suspended. Fox should suspend you for a week for this. Because we're such a patriotic country, you should be suspended. How do you not know your mics are not still on and you talking? And you basically shitted on the flyover during the Monday night game. Basically, was just like, it's not needed, it's not called for. What's the purpose of it? Did we just not go through a big thing with the national anthem and all that, the kneeling and the standing for the flag? And then y'all on a hot mic thing, y'all mics turned off, and y'all shitting on the flyover. That's more patriotic than the damn flag, because it's military planes flying over. And y'all just talking bad on it. Like the NFL need to stop doing it. They could do better and get more planes or something. What the fuck?
Mm.
You deserve to be suspended for being stupid. You should be suspended for a week for being stupid. But since you the go-to for Fox, they ain't gonna suspend you. If I ran Fox, I'd have sent a text during this programming. Y'all know y'all dumbass are suspended, don't you? Yeah, I meant to ask you if you had seen that.
I did
It's
not see that.
stupid. Talking on a hot mic when they supposed to be phased now and they showing the flyover. Them motherfuckers still talking and they airing the shit. You ain't your executive producer. Suspended. All three of you stupid. All of you gotta go. Matter of fact, make it 2 weeks because that was just extra dumb. We gonna say y'all called Corona and y'all can't be here for a couple weeks because that was just stupid.
Wow. Yeah, see, by the time I caught the game, we were a couple minutes into the first quarter, so I missed the flyover and all that.
It made no sense at all. None.
All right, so before we close it out, do you got anything that you want to bring up to everybody?
No, this is kind of a light week. Ain't much happened. So wasn't really much to say. Not really, just good. Hopefully next week we got more to talk about. This, that, and the third. This week kind of was off, because it was a lot going on last week. They had us both kind of tied up. We didn't really connect like we usually do to go over stuff, but that happened from time to time.
Yeah.
So rather have a light week than no week is how I look at it.
Hey, that's true.
But shit,
Well,
that's all I got. I'm good.
well, we appreciate everybody listening in. As always, check us out every week. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe. That helps the algorithm.
Hold on. I do got one. I just thought about it.
All right, go for it. Go for it.
I'm sorry to catch you off in your spill. Okay, it's as day goes, more podcasts get made, more podcasts get invented. Why? When did statute of limitations become breeding card for business? So I told you how Charlamagne got his Black Effect
Mhm.
network or whatever with iHeart or whatever. Is one of the first predominantly black owned revenue. He owns 51% of it. The revenue is being split by mainly black. It's like it's blackity black, 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 basically when it's all said and done. As long as he owns his 51%, it'll be looked at as completely black owned. He has a podcast that he put on there called The Gangster Chronicles.
Mm.
Former rapper or current rapper, however you want to look at it. MC8's on there. And two other game bangers is on there. When did it become cool to talk about your past endeavors? Because it's been 20 years. You want to go to jail now? I don't want to hear about you killing man. I mean, granted, I probably will listen because it probably be intriguing. But at the same time, this is shit I ain't supposed to know. I ain't from Compton. I ain't no crippled blood or whatever. I'm Kansas City, Missouri. I'm not supposed to know what happened back then on the West Coast. Because the one dude was like, he the one that brought the Bloods to Suge that made Suge a B dog or whatever. If it wasn't for that, Suge would have been nobody. So you created Death Row and all them problems. You essentially killed Pac and Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't supposed to know this shit. I don't need to know all this, but I'll listen because I'm intrigued because I like documentaries and stuff. That's basically gonna be a documentary type podcast. But it's just like, what happened to? Hey, I'm going down with. I ain't soldier. I ain't telling nobody. Are there no more soldiers out there? It's like first 48 made everybody pussy all of a sudden. Everybody be, oh, I ain't talking to them. The one chick that ain't Alabama or Mississippi, she get to talking to them like she they mama and she give them a cigarette and they, I ain't talking, man, it's like everybody then became pussy and everybody want to talk because all these different outlets where you can talk. I'm like, man, I wish I would do some dirt and then say it's a 3-year limitation on it. Year 5, yo ass talking on it. We gonna have to see each other about that. That didn't need to be discussed. It needs to stay off in the sunset. Where it was. I'm just like, what the hell is going on nowadays? It's like everybody telling on everybody. And everybody just like, I mean, I vetted to make sure he was a G. He a G, so he cool. He can say what he need to say. No, the hell he can't. Respect the code. It's like the code don't exist no more. There's more of a thug code in Boy Scouts than it is niggas in the hood. That's how I look at it.
A lot of it has to do with the almighty dollar. Hey Kev, I'm down with you. I'm down with you. Ain't nobody got to know about X, Y, and Z that you did over at the Q. That's between me and you, dog. Oh, Rick, tell us about what Kev did. We'll pay you 1.2 mil. Oh, damn. You should have been there this time that Kevin did such,
Yeah.
that
The
it
sad part about it,
happens.
we didn't do shit at the Q.
I know. I'm just using that as an example.
You know what I'm saying? But if I was there now, I'd do some shit at the Q. I'd have a list.
Oh, oh, I could tell you some things.
I'd have a knock knock list.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
Knocking
right.
at your door.
All right, gang. With that being said, we're gonna close it out. Appreciate you, Kev. We did another one. Everybody, like I said, if you're watching on YouTube, man, subscribe and hit the notification bell, and leave us a comment because we need that algorithm to go up. That gets us more. It builds up. I hate the thing that happened with social media where it's on an algorithm now, and you've got to get more people to look
Mm-hmm.
at it. It's like a catch 22. The more people look at it, the more they put you out there. You can have 500 friends on Facebook. Only 3 or 4 people will get your post
Yeah.
unless somebody comments about it, likes it, then that builds up to another 3 or 4, and it's got a snowball. I hate that shit, but that's the way social works. If you listen to us on any of the podcast platforms, we are growing and expanding there, so make sure that you subscribe on them. Um, Appreciate everybody out there. If you got any questions, comments, want to hear about something, hit us up. We have email address, the two dudes podcast at yahoo.com. We'll talk about anything. We ain't scared. We ain't scared. Well, Kevin's scared. You know, if that Buffalo game had went a different way, he'd be staring down two losses right now. But that's a whole
I ain't
different thing.
worried about that.
Okay. See, Kev ain't scared. See, we ain't scared. But we appreciate everybody listening. I thank every single one of you guys that are here with us every week. And God willing, we'll be back at you again next week. Kev, take us on home.
All right. Like my partner in crime said, if something y'all want to discuss, whatever, put the comment. Whether it be Facebook, IG, YouTube, preferably YouTube. Put it on there. So we can get in this algorithm, so we can make the podcast bigger, better. Just let it grow, let it shine, let it do what it needs to do, so it can be fine like a glass of wine. 'Cause we just trying to entertain people and share our views, thoughts, likes, and or criticisms on how we feel about things out here in the world. So just hey, if you don't agree, disagree, whatever, share it. Let us know. We'll holler at you back on the next one about it. I mean, because it ain't gonna be that hard to do. We ain't big yet. And I say yeah, because at some point I'm anticipating that we'll get a bump, and we may not be 100,000 listeners. We might get to where we get a couple thousand episodes. That'd be dope as hell, in my opinion. So I'd be content with that. But just take your time, listen, enjoy, comment. Hell, if you want to hate, hate. Cause I'll fire right back at your punk ass. I ain't got shit else to do. I'm jobless right now. So I'm ready to do the dozens with somebody. You can come on here, we can go back and forth. Shit, I got nothing but time on my motherfucking hands. All right, but that's it. I guess that's it. Just remember, if you a street dude, at some point them niggas gonna tell about your life. So stay street or write the script on yourself and sell it before somebody else does. And on that note, after such a tremendous victory, tremendous remind the league that hey, we motherfucking here, we here, and everybody back shaking again, saying who can beat us. Now it's the motherfucking Pittsburgh Steelers. I guess we got to deal with them. See, no one took that loss to y'all serious. Beat us in Vegas, then you'll get the respect you should. Until then, you caught us on an off week. I ain't pick it. That's how they just putting it out there. All I can do is roll with the narrative, because what makes my team look good. On that note, in the home of the Chiefs, champions. They are the champions. I'll let your boy, but don't yell.
Everybody stay positive, stay blessed. We'll see you again next week. Later.